Today I have notebooks that I made for an event called Zineography, and that's taking place on September 27th, 2025 at the Central Library in London, Ontario from 12 to 4 p.m. This is my first time trying to sell notebooks, and I struggled with picking a price, so I'm just going to do $5 and see how it goes. Most of this paper came from my sister, so I just wanted to give her a shout out for that. She saved me a lot of time and resources, and you can follow her on Instagram at Seaside Cards. So that's SEASIDECARDS. Even though Michelle supplied me with most of this stuff, it was still a lot of work for me. I did 7 notebooks and each one has 50 pages in it. So if I do the math here, that is 350 pieces of paper, and I had to do all the holes, and I did the binding all by myself. I have a little machine that helps me do the holes and the wires. And just a note on that, whoever gets these notebooks, please be gentle when you turn the pages. If a book is bound perfectly, then the wires are mostly round, and these are not mostly round, so you have to be careful. Normally when I make these notebook videos, it's just for one book, but because these are all going to the same show, I put them all together in this video. So you'll see from book to book there are repeating patterns, but there are no repeats in each book except for the covers. Those two always match. One thing that I was a little leery about, I was trying to use paper that was already cut to size, which is 3 by 4 inches. So I had these cards for a while that I hadn't used because they said I love you forever, I love you to pieces on them, and that makes me uncomfortable. So I hope that doesn't make people uncomfortable to buy them. Maybe they can use it as a gift for their loved ones. These are different from other notebooks I've made because all my other notebooks I've had somebody in mind, and usually I could ask them like, what colors do you like or what don't you like? These are going to strangers, so it's kind of a mixed bag, and there are a lot of butterflies and flowers in here, and I don't know if that's a positive or negative. I also just wanted to go over my cover choices and why I picked the colors that I did. So the first one I did had a blue sparkly cover, and that would be the one I would buy. I actually have one that I already made for myself with the same paper. Then kind of as a companion to that, I made a pink sparkly one, and partly that was because I only had one piece of that paper left and it was enough to make the 2 little covers, and I had a wire that matched. And I'm getting low on my wires because I've been making these books for a few years now, so I only have like a hunk here and a hunk there, so I was trying to use things that would match and also finish up what I have. And then for the 3rd and 4th book, these were a little different because I used paper for the cover instead of cardstock or something thicker. So that's something I don't normally do, but I like that they had gold in them. I thought that really would catch people's eyes. And again, the one has butterflies and flowers, so it kind of shows you like this is what you get. And then the 4th one was like a pink color with gold in it, and I really like that even though I'm not a pink person. So I hope other people will like that too. The way the paper was like it was like a long strip and I could cut it into 3s. So that's why I did it that way, to make 2 covers, and then there'd be 1 piece left over, which you would find in another notebook. When I've made notebooks for other people, the top 3 colors that people like are blue, green, and black. And I don't know why people liked black. I find that hard to write on, but I thought that would be a good idea for covers, so that was number 5. My sister actually got that paper at a thrift store, and it's neat because there's a texture to it, and then the other side is like a very pale pink that almost looks white, but it's not. So I did those 5 notebooks before I was officially accepted into the show, just in order to have something, because it does take a lot of time and work to get that done, and I didn't want to do more in case I wasn't accepted, but once I was, and I thought, okay, let's see what else I can do. So I made a long book. The long books that I make are basically the strips of paper that are left over from cutting out other pages, so I like to think of them as like a best of compilation, and there are some pages in here that are unique to the other books that I made for Zineography because I had leftovers from previous years. While I was making this one and the last one, which is also green, someone gave me a ginormous wallpaper book to cut up, and so I enjoyed doing that, but it was also like really old, and when you would cut it, you would see the fibers coming out. So probably once you get your book home and you look at it, probably just wash your hands. That's just a general life rule, wash your hands. I got COVID recently, but I am no longer contagious, so you don't have to worry about touching these. It is actually getting hard for me to talk because I am getting over COVID COVID right now. I hope to sell all of these books, but if I don't, and you're watching this video later and you're like, I didn't go to Zineography, then that means that this book is for sale at another show. And I hope you enjoy them, and let me know your feedback. What colors do you like so that I can add that into another one?